Welcome. This is David Boles, Human Meme. Today's topic: how a Trump lie becomes a truth. Donald Trump really is an amazing species of sort. Not really man or bug or troll or even really remotely human. And yet he survives. His life force of evil thrives, and there he is, all around us all the time, prodding us onward into the depths of despair. Where up is down, where white is black, where black is black, and only he may deliver unto us the unvarnished truth. It's a sad fact that we all know Trump lies. He even knows he lies. But Donald Trump is playing a smart game, now that he's in a grander position of power. And that means what he says goes. It goes for the country, goes for the world, goes for his dearest followers. And Trump knows we, the people, and the press, and we are all required to pay attention to every single thing he says, because he is the president. And the president is policy. And Trump knows that too. We cannot ignore him. Right now, not ever, forever. And so that sets into motion his most devious of plans. His tweets. The United States of America is now controlled, divined, and operated by tweets. Donald Trump, via his tweets, has direct access to a pool of minds that he may choose to control and influence. His very own madding crowd. And like it or not, whatever Trump says becomes a fact of some sort, even if what he says is a probable and provable lie. Because the president is never wrong. And the president says what goes. And the president cannot be indicted. And the president is a God who walks the earth. And all of that. Right now, all of that is true and provable. Even though it should not be true. Now, we all know, basic students of history, we know the presidency in the United States was never meant to be a kingship or royalty, but it is now, because the House and the Senate and the judiciary are all of the same corrupt mind. And that's where trouble happens. That's when the truth is ripe for picking into corruption. With facts, not in evidence, but facts tweeted as evidence. And that really is the horrible magic of it all. Trump knows he is king. Trump knows he cannot be ignored. Trump knows his followers, his hardcore core of 30% of us, look to him for leadership and for his take on known facts. And that's what he does, and does so well. Donald Trump discredits the truth and then establishes his own facts by calling what we know is true and factual fake news. And then he purposefully lies in his tweets, setting up his own fiction of facts. And those fiction of facts create a new fractional truth, where his followers quote him and retweet him in evidence. And that's the game. And so it goes, a little something like this, all day, every day, like a circus on purpose. Us. But it isn't true. Them. But the president said it. Us. But he's lying to you. Them. But the president said it. If it is in print, it's true, right? So, if Trump tweets it, a fact, a right, has been created, and his followers, his right followers, can point to his right facts, and that then becomes their truth. And it's genius, really, a really special kind of stable genius. And Trump knows all of that, too. A lie in print fades into its own cylindrical, contextual truth. But over time, the circle and the frame fade a bit and relax. And one can then point to that originating lie that has healed and meandered and become a truth of its own making. And when you are the president, what you say goes. You decide the fate of the world. And when you know that and exploit that, you have all the power in the world to claim whatever you wish. And a third of the people, your people, will believe every single thing you say. And they do that because they need to believe. They want to believe. They bleed to believe. So, Trump becomes his own fact-checker, his own biographer, his own proofreader, his own editor, and his own annotated bibliography. Now, the next question we have to ask is this: what sort of man would want to sell lies as facts? And that is what makes Donald Trump so dangerous to America and to the truth. If a lie suits Donald Trump, if the lie fits, he'll use it, wear it, without pause or concern. And that, my human being friend, is how people get hurt. And that's how wars begin. And that's how grand scheme crimes go unpunished. You tell the truth because you want to form your own moral character. You tell a lie because you want to get away with something. What does it say about our system of government in America that a man like Trump can win the presidency and then leak out like a river of lies on all the rest of us every single day without penalty or compensation? Some argue Trump is a test, a grand cog in a scheme of does our system work or not? Can our Constitution withstand an assault from a man like him? Assault against the law, truth, and we the people. But it is really all so much more devious than that. Trump couldn't game us in this long con if he didn't have enablers and helpers. And oh boy, does he ever. And they're all in this scheme together to make more money. And that's it. That's what all this is about, is money. Not power, money. The right lie can trick enough people into giving up their life savings for some bastardization of the form of the greater good. And that's really the saddest part of all of this. The poor, the needy, the disenfranchised, the angry, and the disheartened. A lot of them voted for Trump. And they voted for him because they were angry and sad and hurt and unhappy. And they were seeking a return to the 1950s in America, where their world was white and male and victorious in war. And Trump knew all of that too, and he willfully tricked those people. He tricked them with the convenient lie. Because no truth suits his ends or their means. So now those Trump supporters are left behind, worse off now than they ever were before they took to him, brought him to office. And those Trump voters are still angry. But they're angry at all the wrong people. And there they stew, looking for truth and finding Trump, hoping for a new way out and facing the hard fact that Donald Trump, their president, has boxed them in against their own better wishes. And these are people who will not admit defeat, who will not confess falling for the assault of their goodness against one man's power play for personal enrichment. Nah, they'd rather double down on the dream than take the backward step of plunging into a harsh reality that has become their lives. We may pity them, or we may just hate them back. But the stage is being set for a dangerous new power play, where the old facts can no longer sustain the new truth. And how will we ever know anything ever again? Well, that's Trump's plan. Only he knows. Only he can fix it. Only he can save us. Yes, that is his plan. And we who know that because he's repeatedly told us that's his plan. And the longer he is able to keep changing lies into his facts, the worse off the rest of the world will be in a reeling unraveling that will rival the Ice Age and the Alexandria Library fire and walking on Mars. What happened and what did not happen still matters for now. And who are we to decide what we know and separate it from what we do not know without the right tweet from our fearless and feckless leader, who lives to control only our minds and never our hearts? And just remember, for the lie to pass as the truth, you don't need a heart or a mind or even a passive-aggressive inattention. You only need not to care enough. Not to care enough to know the difference enough to find out. Thank you for listening. Be a human meme.